from America's heartland, this is GJRB, Clinton, Iowa. The following is a GJRB podcast presentation. Now, GJRB presents The Last 7 Days. In this time of lawlessness and utter chaos, there's a program that puts it all into perspective. This is the program where men and women gather to discuss current events and how it lines up with Bible prophecy. And now, The Last 7 Days.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. I got to leave by about 10 o'clock, so
Lovely.
I got to drop a vehicle off. So.
Lovely.
Of course, you know, it's been such a long time that I actually have a stack by about this big. So I actually picked some things that you may not hear in the news. Number one, saying that the LGBTQ pride flag is the only rainbow that matters, candy giant Mars Wrigley will sell gray Skittles in June to benefit
Yeah, I saw that. They're going black and white.
While Pride Month certainly looks different this year, Skittles is passionate about showing its support for the LGBT plus community. Hank Rizzo, Vice President of Marketing, Mars Wrigley US, said in a release, "We believe that giving up our rainbow means so much more than just removing the colors from our Skittles packs. And we're excited to do our part in making a difference for the LGBTQ community through our partnership with GLAAD, not only in June but all year long." The new packaging on gray Skittles tells you that they have removed all color from the because the LGBT pride flag is the only rainbow that matters. Oh, really? The Bible talks about the children of pride in Job 41, and Job tells us that they have a king over them called Leviathan. And Leviathan, you may recall, is a type of Antichrist and one of many forms of Satan himself.
Imagine that.
So, for the month of June and the rest of the year, they're going to have gray Skittles to benefit GLAAD, which is, of course, a pedophile leading organization.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that lovely? Yeah.
So this is M&M Mars Wrigley. So Wrigley's gum, they're essentially saying we're okay with it too.
Can't eat
Yeah.
that.
And Mars,
save it
which
for later.
has Snickers and M&Ms, and many of our favorites, yes, yeah, are, as far as I'm concerned, off limits to me. So
Yeah, so this is,
because of this, not
yeah.
TV went color and digital, but they're going back to black and white.
Huh?
Great.
yeah, shades of gray.
When did that TV come out, I wonder? I can't remember.
So
It was in the 60s.
They actually started in the 50s, but they were very expensive TVs.
yeah.
That became more popular. Yeah.
Again, some other things that you may not have heard in the news. Bin Laden wanted to kill Obama, so totally unprepared Biden would lead U.S. in the crisis. Say resurfaced declassified documents. You ever wanted to know why Obama wanted to kill Osama bin Laden? Well, they found out that Osama bin Laden wanted to kill Obama, and in an airstrike, missile airstrike while he's traveling in his plane, wanted to kill him so that they could put Biden in.
When they coming? I'm here for this. I knew you were going to do the truck.
So they wanted to kill Osama. Bin Laden wanted to kill Obama
I always wondered about that, why he decided to kill a Muslim brother.
because they found because they found out that they wanted to kill him to put Biden in instead.
Because Biden is such a puppet.
Crazy Joe.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
He also heard his name up here.
Well, yeah. And
Sniffs the little girl's
they
hair.
also found out that Obama administration funded the Wuhan Laboratory.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I knew that a few months ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you'd seen it.
Yep.
You know who has a office right down the street from there, don't you? Wuhan? Oh, Soros, in conjunction with Gates. Yeah, Bill Gates.
Oh, yeah. Soros claimed that he was God yesterday.
That's what I call Soros.
He's definitely sorry.
Ah.
He's gonna be dead.
I don't know if you noticed that Samaritan Purse that set up a field hospital in New York City. The last tent that they took down, New York gave them a bill for taxes.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, yeah, they tried to do that, yeah. He said, I was on the radio, they said, we come here, we're called to come here. We set up tents, and we're here 7 to 10 days, I think, then they start taxing people. That's the state law in New York. So they're going to try to tax them, and they said, ha. And they took it to some kind of court or something like that, and of course said, nah, not going to do it, not going to happen.
Yeah. But I thought that was kind of interesting,
Well, they are broke.
They are broke.
They're like Illinois. May I have some more, please?
Well, you can't get as broke as Illinois. I mean, Illinois is double negatives. So.
The closest thing is
Well,
Venezuela.
You can thank. You can have the governors to thank for
That's the
that.
reason why, I've always been interested in Puerto Rico becoming a state in the union, because they turned it down, I think, 5 times at least in my lifetime of being statehood. Now, of course, they want to become a state because their state debt is double Illinois. So,
Well, they can become part of Illinois.
yeah.
Actually, they were worse debt than Illinois.
Yeah, it's about double the debt.
There's I was saying a joke that Illinois is so broke they ought to take Lincoln off the penny and the $5 bill.
River in Israel turns from blood to blood like the plague in Egypt. River in Israel turned blood, and it was actually blood.
Really?
And yes, it was from the Palestinians slaughtering animals. It actually turned the river blood red, which is not usually the way it happens, but I thought that was kind of interesting.
Well, when the sun and the moon turn blood red, then we have to read.
Well, yeah. Then we have some,
Yeah.
Take me, Lord.
Yep.
Then we have 2 stories. One organization, the ELC Lutheran Church. ELC Lutheran Church prints their own version of the Bible without Israel in it.
What is with
Imagine
ELC
that.
Lutheran Church. Also, the Danish Bible Society also put out their own Bible without Israel in it. So we got the Danish Bible Society, which I didn't even know was a thing, but apparently it is.
That is probably
So we got 2. No, it doesn't. Right. I didn't even know they existed though. But
No, but I mean, it just
Not
had
really.
to
Yeah.
It used to be.
That's the thing that does nowadays.
This year, now they won't.
Because being
Cross streets and windows.
they're always been very
I
liberal.
used to have one King James version versus the other.
So we got 2 organizations that are taking Israel out of the Bible.
Nowadays,
But we go back to ELC Lutheran. ELC Lutherans are now promoting praying to Mother God after wiping Israel from the New Testament Bible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mother God.
ELC Lutheran.
Let's see the shack played out.
Yeah. This is their bread for the day prayer. ELC Lutheran, right from their website. Mother God, you have fed us with the nourishment of your spiritual food. Raise us up into salvation and rid us of our bitterness so that we may share the sweetness of your holy word. I mean, that's wrong on so many levels.
Yeah.
Isn't there someplace in Revelation that says don't take away, don't add to?
Where'd they get that prayer? Right out of the book of Wicca or something? Or
I think so. I think
Evidently.
Probably. And by the way, I we mentioned this yesterday. I mentioned this with Steve and Randy. On WOC, now they took off the Jim Fisher.
Jim Fisher retired.
And now forced retirement.
Forced retirement. That one surprised me in the radio.
Anyhow, now it's podcasts. So yesterday it was about why we don't have female gods in our society.
Oh, of course.
Because they don't exist?
Yeah.
No, it's
Hey, Brian.
it's because we're a man.
How about when they did the writing, maybe it's graffiti on the walls? On the, train or something.
I would like to see
Train
how
bridge.
many miracles actually were performed in the, quote, female version Bible.
Well, see, you guys are just, it's not how many female gods. That's just the beginning. Pretty soon it'll be how many gay gods,
Right.
black gods, how many Hispanic gods.
Well, it was interesting that they gave a shout out to Wicca, was the only one that has a female god.
Well, the Muslims also have a certain amount of,
Right.
they're okay with a female god.
Well, the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Well, they have one in Latin America where they have,
A gay woman minister?
it begins with an
Oh,
asterisk.
yeah.
It's kind of religious, it's a black guy.
There's a number of churches that are like that.
Yeah.
Hindus have female gods, by the way.
You know, we are definitely
They want a lot of
seeing,
people to go be Hindu.
But it's just not the top.
we are seeing
They're looking for the
the
top.
Well,
separation of the sheep and the goats.
the Lutherans have a
And
female
this is why
priest too.
It's so important right now, folks, that we stay focused on God and we do more and more every day to honor Him and to do what He says, because we do not want. I'm covered. I am covered.
Amen.
Let me share something with you guys real quick.
Because we cannot be lukewarm at all, or you will spit out of His mouth. This is
Right.
not a time to say, I believe in God, and then come to church, and then you're done with Him for the week. It's much more than just believing, because faith without works is dead. So if you are not getting involved in what is going on in the church, then you are not doing what you're supposed to. Because
We
are
talked about
not-
that last. I
are not-
actually mentioned that last Sunday.
We are not merely a building with people attending. We are a body that is going, and that's what we need to
And
do.
if they don't, well, I guess there's one.
And
And there's
everyone
only so much you can do.
has to be on board,
Yep.
or the whole body suffers. The whole body suffers.
And it
So-
takes on the strong that are trying to help get this going, and it tasks them down to, or, you're like, you guys ain't gonna listen and all this, and it's gonna make you want to say, hey, I'm done with it.
No, I will move. If I cannot be on board with everyone else wanting to be on board, I will look elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because my faith says I must do things to promote Jesus Christ, to share him with the world, and to try to be the best person I can be. I'm going to make mistakes, and Jesus knows that. And that's why he came. But the thing is, I am not going to sit idly by and do nothing. I'm out talking to people all the time.
You and I both.
And you know, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Right now, things are getting worse and worse. We need to be willing to lend a hand and to, you know, do whatever we can to help everyone. Everyone must take their personal responsibility and do this stuff. Everyone.
You got to move over from the pulpit. We got to.
So,
He's telling the truth.
Yeah. Well, you know, let me express it. Something what you were saying, Steve.
Steve's
I read in an article. I don't have it with me today, but in an article they said 78% of the evangelical Christians, I believe it's evangelical Christians, said that they believe that Jesus was created. They get that from the Mormon. Or from the Jehovah's Witness. Well,
That's
Mormon.
one of the biggest debates out there right now is whether or not Jesus was actually eternal or if he was created.
but see, that's the argument. That's the argument, whether or not Jesus is God. And as I say a lot, that at the beginning they didn't believe he was human, but as you moved away, then you don't believe that he's God. But the Bible fully supports that he's both human, fully man, and fully God.
Yeah.
Right. But it was just
So that's what that is all about.
that was just a shock of 78% of those surveys believe that Jesus Christ was a created being, and that comes from our churches, from our
Well,
Even
you have the biggest debate on who Jesus is, and that's because if you can displace who he is, then the whole narrative falls apart.
Well, then it becomes another Jesus, another gospel, and by a different spirit.
Well, all I know is that it talks about Jesus throughout the Bible, whether his name is mentioned or not. There are 301 prophecies about Jesus Christ, and every one but one has come true. And that last one is going to happen very soon.
Yep.
And if people aren't going to be on board, they're going to miss the boat. And that's all I got.
There's so many.
Jesus is going to come back, and he's going to take those that love him.
Yeah.
And then everyone's going to see it, know that what just happened. There's going to be no doubt about it. And once they see that, then they're going to want to climb on board. So Christ will probably give them another chance.
There are going to be a lot, though, that say, I don't understand it. They must have been so wicked that they were destroyed. And now it's left to us, the good people. There's going to be a lot of people saying that.
There are so many variations that are just that close to the truth that deceive people. All the time I'm dealing with apostolic people because, Cheryl's parents are apostolic.
Right.
And when you say that God left heaven, put up a gone fishing sign, came to earth, and, left it an automatic pilot up there, and then we killed God, but he came back to life and went back to heaven so he can operate things again, you are screwing up a lot of people.
Yeah.
But, there's...
Then there's the ones that
We
they
have
worship
our own
angels, don't they?
The Masons have their Holy Trinity. The Muslims, they have their form of the Holy Trinity. There's so many, the Mormons and so many other organizations, they have their own Holy Trinity, because they want to kind of keep up with the Joneses, and it's sad. It's sad.
The apostolics thought, well, we have to be different, so we'll just do away with the Trinity.
Yeah.
Well, and continuing on here, there's a new global group of nations, 10, coming out of the United Kingdom, coming out of Europe, should I say. The new 10 is going to be called the D10. It stands for Democratic Partners. UK, US, Italy, Germany, France, Japan, Canada, Australia, and India and South Korea.
Okay. Was this supposed to be put on again?
Soon.
Wow.
Soon. No date.
In some ways, I'm not surprised about the United States. The only thing is, it's not found in policy that could be under the European.
See, it could be under the
Because our armies are already there.
Because when we look at the Roman Empire, that's what traditionally you see it as, the 10-nation confederacy, the revised Roman Empire. But these are also outreaches from that Roman Empire. This would represent 50% of the gross domestic product and would be truly the force in charge of the world. 50% of the gross national product. A new alliance of 10 nations.
Wow.
This is
10 nations, that's not a good number.
No, it isn't.
Yes. Mostly European countries, but also including India, which is, of course, a British province.
in the United States.
And the United States.
Terrific.
Of course, we see in and of course this is also coming together because of China's advancements on 5G technology. See, China wants to have 5G technology, obviously. Exactly.
So how many G's does that go up to?
So this group is forming to confront the 5G technology of China primarily.
Because they're saying 5G causes cancer and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I saw recently that the president of China, Xi Jinping, was saying that they want to be the leader in the New World Order.
Sure.
Wonderful.
So then when we get to the Battle of Armageddon, what do we have? We have the forces of the Antichrist from a 10-nation confederacy, whether it's this one or some that he puts together, against the kings of the East.
That's what happened to China.
Study. Majority of the pastors see signs of end times and current events. A study from Nashville-based Lifeway research of pastors and evangelicals and historical black churches found that 97% say they believe Jesus Christ will literally and personally return to earth again soon.
We know that. We know that.
In the study sponsored by a group of ministries led by chosen people and conducted in early 2020, Lifeway Research asked pastors if they considered certain current events to include Jesus' warnings. At least 3 out of 4 pastors agreed Jesus was referring to current events, including the rise of false prophets and false teaching, 83%, the love of many believers growing cold, 81%, traditional morals becoming less accepted, 79%, wars and national conflicts, 78%, earthquakes and natural disasters, 76%, and people abandoning their Christian faith, 75%, all of which, are from the study of evangelical pastors. A clear majority also see famine, 70%, anti-Semitism towards Jewish people worldwide, 63% as signs of Jesus' return.
about 1 in 10 pastors, 11% say they do not consider any of these as part of the birth pains in which Jesus was referring to. So about 1 in 10 evangelical pastors believe that all the things that we're seeing now are not signs of the last time. So I want to get down to that 1 in 10 and see who these people are. Let me see what I can find here. Let me look. The people who do not see signs that's happening around us as end time signs, obvious. Pastors between 18 and 44, 27%, and pastors of churches with 250 or more in attendance, 28%.
That probably means those prosperity preachers.
Anybody could have guessed this.
Those prosperity preachers.
You know, I mean, the young ministers that have large churches do not see, of course, any signs of the last days. Exactly. However, you know, so it's the young ministers and of churches 250 and over that don't see any signs. However, let's see if I can find this. Here it is. However, virtually all evangelicals and black Protestant pastors, 94%, say they feel equipped to teach on the prophecies found in the Bible, though more than 1/3 did not give the highest level of agreement. So they all pretty much feel like they're qualified to do it, but they just don't see it.
Yeah, okay.
Imagine that.
God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called.
Right.
So what they're qualified is to preach against it.
Yeah.
They're called to be left behind.
Yeah, if they're qualified in their own minds, more than likely they are qualified to fall away and to not be teaching all that they're supposed to.
They're creating and inventing their own preacher.
But they want a kingdom on earth. That's why they want.
So remember, 11% don't see any signs of whatsoever of Christ coming. So 1 out of 10 pastors, so that would be 10%, so about the same percentage, say they talk about this, about their church once a year, 11%. The same 11% said rarely, and 3% says they never talk about this.
Imagine that. Probably the ones that never talk about the book of Revelation either.
Scorchy heat. We're not there yet. We still got some more time before he comes back.
Yeah.
Just when you know the time.
Like surprise, surprise.
Yesterday, as Pastor and Randy were bringing me back from skilled care, we were talking a lot of church, and it was great. It was great. And one thing that I felt led to say, and I just felt more confident with every word that came out of my mouth about it, is that if you are not moving forward, you are moving backwards. And that is absolutely true, because think of it this way, if you are just standing still doing nothing, the world is still progressing. So if the world is progressing and you're standing still, you're farther back. So it is important to always keep moving forward in your faith.
Right. That's the way it is. That's the way it is in Greek anyway. You got to move forward.
Yeah, I shared that with Gary the other day. We got a lot of stuff that's going on, but we're being taken care of. We don't,
Well, if you're being taken care of, you still have a responsibility to everyone around you.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why God is taking care of you so that you can take care
There's
of
someone
others.
else. Yes.
God is
Yes.
not. God has not called us to be sponges. He's called us to be saints.
That's funny.
Saints.
The Lord showed me something a while back too.
Not SpongeBob.
And you knew the Spirit was following us in that car. I swear to God, I felt every
Oh, my
presence of
goodness.
Him.
There is
You made
evil.
it hard
Nailed
for me
all
to
over
drive.
the place.
There is
Made it
evil
hard
in
for
the
me to
world.
drive.
But he's still the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords.
Yep.
He's a ruler of everything. And that's what he shared with me. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, God's still
He,
reigning and ruling.
yes, no matter what. He's boss. Seriously.
I just have one more. Longing to connect with God, Bible sales are on the rise as more people turn to God's Word for comfort. Unfortunately, the Bibles are changing.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Christian publishers are reporting sales of the Holy Bible have escalated as more people are searching for hope and encouragement during the COVID-19 pandemic. Jim Jewell, Communications Director for Tyndale Bible, told CBN News that the Bible sales were increasing and remaining steady. Yeah. We've seen an increase in Bible sales during the time of crisis on Facebook. The New Living Translation, where Bible verses names are posted, most engagements was tripled what it was last March and up 72% in last month. Despite delays in the supply chain and delivery channels due to the crisis, Tyndale Bible sales are strong. Joel added, comparing this March to last March, sales of our Life Application Study Bible were up 44%, and sales of Immerse Bible used for group study is up 60%.
Wow.
Alabaster Co., a small company that sells books of the Bible located in Los Angeles, CA, saw the sales increase by 143% compared to last year.
You know, the most shoplifted item is the Bible.
Wow.
And it's free.
And it's free, especially if you get it from hotels.
But people want they want the deluxe editions, you know, and they want all the pretty pictures and all the fancy writing, the calligraphy and all that junk. And that's why Bibles cost so much. So I'm kind of curious if the sales have increased that much, how much have shoplifting increased of those?
What I like a lot of the book,
Well,
that's a book, is having a map on the back to show on there next.
Oh,
Really
yeah.
powerful, man. You can look back at it and look at it, what was going on back in them times, and it's right there in the Bible.
Well, there's a number of Bibles that have maps throughout, so that you can see, well, they went from here to Capernaum, and wherever.
What bothers me, though, isn't the price of the Bible being sold. It's selling Bibles that are not to be sold. Because I run across thrift stores, they do it all the time. They sell Gideon Bible. I've confronted a few managers. I said, it says right here in the book, I can't say anything on the Bible to any other Bible. The Gideon Bible is not to be sold. It says right in, not to be sold. Because Gideons buy that Bible and then distribute it free. And if people sell it, see, sometimes they'll call and say, hey, we need Bibles that, you know, I'll just name one, Salvation Army. And they do that all the time. And I've posted them all the time. Do not do that. Because this is already...
You know, I didn't know that, but I know what all Gideon Bibles I'm on.
Yeah.
And if at all possible, you know, go to Dollar General and Dollar Tree and wherever. You can find the Bibles for a few bucks.
Right.
And have some so you can hand them out.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because you
I
never
would
know when...
In fact, I think Steve's right on
Someone
target
needs
with that.
to know that.
You can find a lot of Bibles and thrift stuff. But and they told, one time I brought that to a lady and said, well, you know, we can't have you take these Bibles out here, that'd be considered shoplifting. And the Bible says don't be sold. And
Yeah, that's right.
And they said, well, we can't sell it, so we can call our major company, organizations. I'm like, so we can go ahead and do whatever we want to. I'll leave these Bibles with you, but they're not to be sold. And then I told them twice that come back in there and they had Bibles, 45 cents, Gideon Bibles, to be sold. I told them twice. So I told the Orville, or the president of the Gideons, he said, he said, you'll talk to them too. Because they can actually find themselves in court with it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
If they want, I can't say of any other Bibles because, they have contracts, and you still got to pay to distribute all that. But when Gideon Bibles come out, they're paid for. Mm-hmm. And see, if they sell it, it makes us look bad because there's enough to be sold. You guys supply Bibles at a thrift store. Are you doing it in a back door? Makes us look bad. So I just told them they can't do it.
Wow.
Yeah, they can be sued. Yeah. They can literally be sued for doing it.
Well,
They crush it, push it, but they can be sued for that.
but yeah, as far as Bibles being stolen, I've had Bibles stolen from me while I was out preaching out in the streets, and lots of times it looks like maybe like a purse, so they steal it, I think. But it is the most stolen book, and has been the most stolen book for a long, long time.
Well, the most stolen anything.
Yeah, most stolen anything. But my well, maybe not so much recently as far as TVs.
Smart TVs,
Like,
especially.
Electronics and jewelry.
Not shoplifting.
Yeah.
They were stolen.
Yeah, they were shoplifting, they were stolen.
But
They had breakaway prices.
even though that's not right to steal, I could foresee in the future that the Bible not being the most stolen book or thing, because simply people getting away from the Bible. The Bible's stolen because they still live in a society that reveres the Bible. But as we get more and more away from the Bible, I fear that probably there'll be less and less stealing, which is, not a good thing, but it's kind of an indication that the Bible's still revered.
What I'm more worried about is what you're talking about in here is not so much that they steal the Bible, it's what the Bible's saying that they steal. It's a watered down version of, all these companies and people coming out, let's come out with this Joe Small. I've got a green, what they call Green Bible, and it basically talks about, ecology and all that stuff, But I mean, it's all these people coming out with all these Bibles, the John MacArthur Bible, this and that, and there's nothing wrong with that per se, but everybody, the dogs jumping on the bandwagon about these Bibles. I think your brother, was that Ron, the other guy that's a doctor?
Jason.
I'm sorry, Jason. But he was talking about how, you compare Bibles, how many holy chapters or verses have been totally taken out. And we don't even recognize that.
I think the Bible's still going to be stolen, but it's going to be stolen for a different reason.
To be burned.
To be burned.
Plant a seed.
To be burned.
It's kind of, I believe that a lot of people are going to revert back in the 60s, where they were more of Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking, and Joel Osteen books.
Yeah.
Because Joel is all about feel good.
Progressive.
Feel good.
Progressive.
And not so much about the Word of God.
Yeah.
Things you want to hear.
Yeah.
Well,
The prosperity the prosperity preaching.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's like Ron said, you used to be able to go to Bible bookstores and find books on prophecy or, solid doctrine.
Whole shelves.
Now everything's on self-help
And novels.
That self-help books, don't even read them. Read the Bible. You want help, read the Bible.
One of my biggest concerns is not about what the world is doing, it's what we're doing. Because
exactly.
we need to, even in this church, have more of the Holy Spirit leading us. Instead of going with the order and the growth and all that stuff, we need the Holy Spirit's presence in our midst.
Yeah.
That's
You're
true.
right now.
Because until we get our church in line, it's just like, a man is supposed to have his house in order. This is our house also. And we have to have this in order for God to say, okay, I'm going to give you more. I'm going to give you more. We want to be like Jabez, but until we are willing to actually be Jabez, it ain't going to happen.
Well, it's gotten better since we came here. It's gotten a lot better.
And it'll get better.
But we need to get to the place where if we feel the Spirit moving, like when we're worshiping, to tarry and worship, we need to have the freedom to do those things.
Yeah.
As long as you don't end up.
And can I say another thing? All right? We come from our church from over there. We had a lot of things going on right here. Who's here for this church? We are. And not only people that belong to this church before we showed up are coming and doing things the church. No. Not even.
Well, there's some, but not very many.
Not even Bill.
We all have accountability and responsibility. And there's more that each of us can do than what we're doing now. Except for Pastor, he's on overload. But
Overload, definitely.
They said that 75% of the people when this virus is over, they did a survey, 75% or over of people will be accepting and keeping the online experience of the church rather than coming to a brick and mortar.
Well, when Jesus said to Peter what he was going to go through, then Peter goes, well, what about him? And Jesus said, don't worry about him. I think that's what we need. We just need to make sure that we're doing what God has called us to do. We can't just, it'd be nice if everybody was on board and out. It'd be nice. But all we can do is just do what we can do and hope and pray, most of all, that other people will see the truth, and we'll see the reason why God has called them to be a part of the body.
And that's definitely part of our responsibility is the encouragement of others, because, there again, are we just going to be lukewarm and God is going to spit us out of his mouth? We don't want that. And so we need to encourage everyone to get more on board,
And I can see the propensity in some people to be more in touch with and in tune with the Spirit of God, like Paul, the Resurrection Mixer. He is more receptive than what people think.
Oh yeah.
So I think that it's there. We just need to keep pushing at it and keep doing it and keep crying out to God that His presence would become more real to people.
Every time we're in there and we're doing it, I feel the Spirit in there going all over the place. And when we first got here, that video was not here. We brought it. God came with us. Feels that. I feel every day. I start getting chilled when we start talking. And I know the Spirit's growing, man.
Well, that's the reason why God called us here.
Yeah.
We're here.
I thought about that.
They had a big, sort of shaken. There's already reports out they had a big scandal at Booty. And not already read the article on it. But one is they had false teachers at Moody who were writing up the curriculum and teaching it that the Word of God was not absolute, that there's errors in it, and et cetera. And there was a lady that was on one of the radio programs. She was a whistleblower. They fired her. She said, "This stuff's going on." They took her to office and said, "Bye-bye." I was shocked. This is Moody. They literally fired that gal for bringing up the fact that there was false teachings. That was the only form that was Moody.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to get going.
Yeah, I have to get going, and then I'll be back. I'll just be back just shortly.
Drop the car off and come
Gotta drop the car off.
You
Yeah.
want to set it out?
I'll stay here.
Dan, you want to take me or?
Yeah.
I get Dan.
That concludes this edition of The Last 7 Days. Opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of Spreaker or GJRB. Join us next time here on Spreaker for another podcast of The Last 7 Days on GJRB. This has been a GJRB podcast presentation. Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between, like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land. Strange things in the sky and around the world. Strange beings sighted. What's going on? All around us, conspiracy theories are being discussed. This is the show all about the strange things that are way out there. I'm Gary Russ, and this Way Out There's back with more weird stories of the strange and the bizarre. Keep looking up in the sky and let me know what you see. Way out there. Every third Friday of the month at 3 o'clock Central and anytime on GJRB. You never know when GJRB is going to be on the air. More programming, more often, on the internet, on GJRB.
This is GJR Broadcasting.